Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm going to be telling you about some underhyped queer books. First one I'm going to mention is one that I did already talk about in my queer adult fantasy video last year, so I will leave a link to that below because I do talk about several adult fantasy books that have queer main characters in that, so if you haven't seen that, I'll leave that linked down below. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the Deed of Paxson series by Elizabeth Moon. I've only read this first one, Sheep Farmer's Daughter, but anyway, it follows an asexual and possibly a romantic main character, and it actually does make it pretty clear that that is her orientation, because before I actually read this book, I wondered if maybe they were just saying, I was kind of afraid that they just kind of said that she was asexual just because she had no love interest or something like that, but I read this book and it is actually pretty clear that she is meant to be asexual and possibly aromantic, because she does actually say several times that she's never wanted to do this and that, and there are like several references to it throughout. But essentially this is a book where about her going to join the army to escape an arranged marriage and basically getting into all this other stuff. And it's definitely a really interesting book, and I highly recommend it. Next, I'm going to talk about Moonshine by my friend Jasmine Gower. So this book is about actually several queer main characters of various orientations in a fantasy world that is based on the 1920s, but with volcanoes everywhere and fairies and other fantasy races and other magical elements, and it's definitely super unique and super fun. Next, we have Beasts, Beginning of the End by my good friend Anna Levely. So I just love hyping up my friends' queer books, can you tell? But anyway, this book takes place in a society where there are no animals, so people are eating people and basically treating it as callously as people in our society tend to treat eating animals, like it's completely normal to just profit off of the pain and suffering of other living things. But anyway, so the main relationship in this book is between the main character, who is a girl, and another girl. So they have a forbidden relationship because they are from completely different social standings, but the fact that they're two women has nothing to do with why it's forbidden for them to be together, and it is a really good story that way. I do have to warn you though that there are some very horrifying scenes in this book of like people getting slaughtered and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really terrible. But anyway, if you're trying to stop eating meat, this is a great book to read. If I hadn't already not been eating meat, then this would have definitely given me the push I needed to stop eating meat. And it did help me actually kick, the rest of the animal products to the curb. So the last book that I'm going to talk about in this video is not quite as underhyped as the rest of these books, but I still really do think that it needs more hype. It's gotten some buzz, certainly, for sure, but I really think it's such a beautiful book that, yeah, more people need to know about it. So anyway, that is Like a Love Story by Abdi Nazimian. This is actually the perfect Pride Month read as well, just because it delves so deeply into queer history, and this takes place in 1989 at the height of the AIDS epidemic, and there are three main characters, and one of them is a gay Iranian boy who is so afraid of getting AIDS. He thinks that just the fact that he's gay, even though he's not even out at all, is going to just make him get AIDS practically, because that's how scared people were of AIDS back then. And it's so crazy. Like, he just thinks he's gonna get AIDS from a toilet seat, all kinds of stuff, and it's just such an interesting story about what it was like to be gay back then. It's so different from how it is now. But yeah, if you've been following this channel for a while, you will know that I have been like yelling about how good this book is, so I definitely recommend it so much. I can't possibly tell you enough about how incredible this book is, and like I said, it's the perfect thing to read during Pride Month, so definitely give it a read. So anyway, those are some of these somewhat lesser known queer books that I think more people should be checking out. Let me know if you've read any of these, have any thoughts on them, and definitely let me know what your favorite queer book is in the comments, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!